Hey, what's up everyone? I'm back again with my Technomancer class with a new anomaly powered build that's mainly focused on using the minigun and Scrapnel for its main sources of damage. So saying all of that, let's start off by diving into the weapons. For my primary weapon, I'm using the Juggler with the mod Scrapnel Grenade, just to have as a backup if the minigun ever goes onto cooldown, which it shouldn't. The second mod is Fortress, just being used to boost all of my sources of damage. My secondary is going to be almost the same kind of thing with my primary, only using it if the minigun skill goes on to cooldown. For that, I'm using the Death Shield with Fortress and Shadow Comet, just so I can swap back and forth between my primary and secondary weapons, having good consistent damage no matter what happens. Now, moving on to the armor, starting off with the helmet. I'm going with the Grim Inventor's Mask because it comes with the desired attributes of Anomaly Power to increase my skill's damage, Skill Life Leech so I can constantly heal from the skill's damage, and Cooldown Reduction to lower my skill's cooldown time. The mods I'm using on it are Captain Hunter for increased damage against elites, an upgraded gun so I can receive a 30% resistance pierce bonus while the minigun is activated. You can still use any kind of purple helmet instead with the same mods and attributes. It won't make a difference at all, but I chose this helmet because it looks really good with the rest of the armor, giving it a fighting in the trenches kind of look. With the chest piece, I'm using the Torrential Downpour armor. The attributes are pretty much the same on all pieces of my armor: Anomaly Power, Skill Life Leech, and Cooldown Reduction. With mods, I kept Trap Cluster, which doubles the amount of grenades I'll have, and Euthanizer to deal increased damage to anyone afflicted by Toxic. For the legs, I went with the second piece of the Torrential set. The mods I went with are Toxic Lead to refill the minigun's ammo by 40% for every kill on an enemy that's afflicted by Toxic. The second mod, which came with the armor, is More Damage, simply increasing the damage of my grenades. Now for the gloves. I went with the third piece of the Torrential set to give me the set active bonus, making my Scrapnel skill create cluster bombs after exploding, dealing additional damage. For mods, it comes with Anomaly Echo, which will increase my anomaly power whenever I activate a skill. So all I had to do was swap the second mod to get Bang for Your Buck, which doubles the ammo I'll have for my minigun. Lastly are the boots with the mods Massacre, that'll increase my anomaly power every time I get a kill with the minigun for 10 seconds, stacking up to 6 times. The second mod is Unstoppable Force, which gives me an anomaly power increase by 50% of my resistance pierce. Now let's move on to the skills. For my first skill, which is going to be my second main source of damage, is going to be Scrapnel. The reason I went with this skill is because of the anomaly power, skill life leech, and armor buff I get whenever I activate it, the high amounts of damage it can do, hitting as high as 1.5 million with one grenade, the armor set bonus, making it create cluster bombs after blowing up, and its short cooldown. The second skill I went with is Blighted Turret to spread the status effect Toxic to enemies so I can deal more damage to them, return ammo after killing an enemy afflicted with Toxic, the anomaly power buff I get when I throw it out, the damage it can do itself, the damage that Toxic can do, and its short cooldown as well. My last skill, which is going to be the main source of damage for this build, is Tools of Destruction. But we're just going to be using the minigun version instead of the rocket launcher at all times. The reason this skill is going to do so much damage is because almost all of the mods on my armor are focused very heavily on this skill. Boosting anomaly power, which increases its damage output, giving infinite ammo, and never dying because of skill life leech. Lastly, let's dive into the class tree. As you can see, I went very heavy on the bottom tree branch to make sure I could give myself the most anomaly power, cooldown reduction, and skill life leech. Since I'll be constantly healing from the minigun, I don't really have to worry about having a lot of armor or resistance. If you found the video helpful or entertaining, leave a like. Or if you see there's something I can change in my build to make it better, let me know in the comment section down below what you would change in this build and why. That's everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one.